super excited, doing it differently this time. From Yuani Hughes, CEO of Great Gale, the mangaka of Bold Saga. Let me just get that for you so you can see what I'm talking about. This is Bold Saga, Afrofuturism manga for the culture. Want to let you guys know some awesome updates and just to, catch up, see how you guys are doing and let you know what's going on. So, give you guys a moment to join the live and just letting you know we are streaming today on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube because we're just trying to get the word out because this is our year. It's time to dominate. It's time to show that. So I'm super excited for this opportunity. So give you guys a moment to join in. And first of all, happy Friday. Like, can we just say that for a moment? Like, we made it through another week. We made it through another week. We made it through another week. Feels like the week just started, and here we are again at the end of one. So awesome. 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 So, what are you guys planning for this weekend? Like, what do you think you're going to do? What do you plan on doing? What's your intentions? For me personally, I feel I'm just gonna in between working and taking breaks because, as I mentioned before, like overworking is not healthy. It's not. I've talked about it in the Elevate with D podcast. We've had over 75 episodes now. And one of the episodes we talked about that because one of the issues I had in the past was working so hard to the point that I overworked to the point I went to the ER 3 times. So it's not cool. It's not glamorous. It's not fun. It's very, very dangerous. So taking breaks is important. Take breaks, kings and queens. Take breaks to do the things that you love. You know, have fun. Do the things that actually matter to you, not just waiting for the right moment and all the other things, but just doing what you love because I gotta be honest with you. Tomorrow is not promised. I'll tell you a story. One of my mentors was talking about it. They were a police officer, and when they were working with other police officers, one of them said that he was saving up to go on a vacation, him and his wife. And the guy who was telling the story chose to go on vacations before he got to the level that he wanted to. He went on vacations, he spent time with his wife, he saved up and did it. The other person wanted to wait until they were ready for retirement to go on vacations and actually have fun, spend time with their wife. That's an old mindset versus a current mindset. What happened is that as he kept saving and saving and saving, waiting and waiting and waiting, the time came for him to finally go on his vacation. And guess what happened? Just about a week before the vacation happened, he passed away. Why am I telling you this on such a beautiful Friday? Because tomorrow's not promised, kings and queens. You've got to celebrate now. You've got to celebrate where you are. That's something I'm even guilty of. I have this issue where sometimes I have to keep going and going and going until I see a lot of success. But the reality is that when you are working towards your goals, when you're working towards your dreams, when you're working towards anything that means something to you, you have to take time to take breaks. Why? Because it's important. If you do not take breaks, it's going to be dangerous. It's really going to be dangerous. So I'm saying all that to say have fun. Do the things that matter to you and just have fun, man. Because again, life is not promised. So we got some amazing updates for you today, and I'm loading it for IG so you can see. I'm going to bring it up on Facebook and Instagram soon. But basically, the point is, I just want to say thank you to Virtuous Con because that happened last week, Saturday and Sunday. Oh my gosh. If you were not at Virtuous Con, you missed out on an amazing, amazing, amazing time. Like, it was phenomenal. Why? There were so many things to do. INDC Arts, thank you so much for joining. Just going over new updates and everything else. Virtuous Con last week. If you're into comics, creating them, drawing them, being a writer, being a photographer, whatever type of business that you're doing, I highly, highly, highly recommend you get to Virtuous Con. They just had it, what was it, last week, Saturday and Sunday? If you can, find a way to get to the next one. Find a way to be a vendor. Find a way, any way possible that you can get there. Why? The reason being is that it's phenomenal. It is the best like online event that I've been to in terms of just the functionality. Like they have these like virtual tables where you can just sit down and then you can like see someone and they'll just like video chatting. And then you can like type in case they don't want to be on video chat. Or you can have the audio where you can only speak audio. So depending on your level of how you want to showcase yourself online, they have opportunities for that. On top of that, if that wasn't cool enough, the next thing that they actually have is the ability to have a virtual table So the benefit of having a virtual table is the fact that you can showcase all of your products. Like I've gone 5 times, and every time is better than the last. In fact, I've literally been to every Virtuous Con, so I can say that they have incrementally and exponentially got better and better and better every single time. So super excited for that. It was an amazing opportunity. And the benefit of that opportunity is that it showed me something. It showed me that sometimes if you want to move forward, you have to change the game. You have to change how you're doing things. Because I had in my mind a setup that I was planning to work on. It was something that I was working on for a very long time. Something that I was trying my hardest to get done. My hardest, kings and queens. Like I tried everything to get it done, but it just would not work. So the reality is that I ended up speaking to someone at Virtuous Con that was in the same lane that I wanted to be in. It was phenomenal. Like who would have thought that something that I was trying to do business wise, the person that I meet at the event literally is in the same niche I'm in. And not only are they in the same niche I'm in, they give expert advice. So when my mentor and other people say, there's power in proximity, and you literally exposure equals expansion, they're not lying. It's so true because the people who you're around, the conversations that you have, they change everything. Your mindset, your skill set, your assets, everything about you can change depending on who you're around and who you're talking to. So invest into events. Invest into going to events. Like one event, my goal, my dream is to go to DreamCon this year. That's my goal. I would love to be at DreamCon because it's just awesome. Ever since I saw it a couple of years ago, I was like, man, that's so awesome. The video games, the event, it's black owned business that started it, RDC Con, all of that. Like RDC World actually. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. So invest into events. Go and Schaumburg is happening as well. That's happening again this year, God willing. I pray everything goes good and everything can go well so that we can be there. Because if you've ever been to a Black comic book festival, oh my gosh, it felt like Okoye and Black Panther when she was like, "We are home." Like it's just an amazing thing because when you see so many Black creators, African creators, the creators of African descent or in the diaspora, creating amazing work, you say, you know what? If they could do it, I could do it because you overcome your self-limiting beliefs. This is another reason why it's good to go to events, kings and queens. It's good to go to events because when you go to events, you're able to actually see people who you may have never seen before doing amazing things, like actually getting things done. It is phenomenal. It is incredible. You just have to be there, man. So that's what I would recommend. And yes, again, Virtuous Con did not disappoint. Like it really did not. It really, really, really did not. And I'm so excited I went. At first I was like, will I get there in time? I don't know. But then God made a way that I was able to get there in time. I'm telling you, Kings and Queens, super, super amazing. And I just wanted to give you guys an update on Bold Saga. So you already know we got not just one chapter, not just 2 chapters. We actually have a series, it's 4 chapters. We got 4 chapters created already. Obsidian Comics, welcome King. Just giving you guys the amazing updates. So again, we've got 4 chapters of Bold Saga. And this is just the beginning. And I want to let you guys know the updates that I've heard the feedback. I went to Virtuous Con as well as listening to the fans. Yes, Mahanli. Yes, welcome, welcome, Queen. I'm just excited because these are some amazing, amazing updates that are coming up. And I just want to let you guys know. So listen to your feedback. I know you guys want the physical books. So we are putting in more Darren C. Jenkins art. Thank you for joining. We know that you guys want physical books. I know that is the case. We are working on that right now, so stay tuned. We are getting more chapters of Bold Saga 1, 2, 3, 4, literally at the Virtuous Con event. One of the last things that happened is that a king wanted to get Bold Saga 1 through 4, and I was able to get the offer in time, get it together, and now he got the Heroes Arise bundle, which is Bold Saga 1, 2, 3, 4, as well as the digital editions of Bold Saga, plus the Invigorate Power Pack, plus digital posters, plus Hakuna Matata. So it's a super deal. It's like $100 deal for like 60. It's still up. The deal may go away soon, so check that out. But I'm just excited. Why? Because this is another opportunity to show that we're moving forward. Like this is chapters after chapters after chapters. Because anytime you know manga, comics, you're not aiming for a book, you're aiming for a series because series is the king. Series is what you're looking for. It's not art, drawing, and all things of that nature because many people have said it. Even Hormozia said it. Attention is the new oil. Attention. Like you're in here right now. Thank you for spending time with me, kings and queens. You don't have to, but I appreciate it. Why is attention the new oil? Well, when it happened in the past and oil was being found, people would go off trying to dig for oil, find oil. They call it like black gold. So literally, attention is the time gold because if a person has your attention, they're investing part of their life into what you have to say. So that's why it's so important to get into media. That's why it's so important to be on different channels like Facebook, Instagram, you know, YouTube, finding ways to connect with people because at the end of the day, facts tell but stories sell. So if I can tell you a story about how I arrived at this point, it changes everything. I don't want to just provide just pretty things or pretty art. I want to provide stories because story is the greatest catalyst for change, like Jordan Peele had said. So the fact is that we're working on more chapters of Bold Saga, but we're also working on the things that we know that can truly help you. Now, one of the things that we've worked on is a new book, and I'm putting it in here right now. So if you comment, if you're on IG and you comment the word dream, you can get access to this new book. And the new book is called 7 Steps to Creating Your Dream Manga Series. And why did I make a book called 7 Steps to Creating Your Dream Manga Series? The reason why I did that is because at the end of the day, too many times, people that want to show you how to make manga, they don't show you how to make manga. Like, take it from someone who's read over 90 plus books. Like, if you get one of these, they're just going to show you the art. Like, I've read hundreds, not even hundreds. I think I've read almost every book by Graphic Shaw and Watson Duptil. Well, really Graphic Shaw regarding manga. And the reality is that these people show you only the front end, not the back end. See, the front end is the art and the writing, the things that you can, easily understand. But when you get to the back end, that's the business side. And that's what this book offers. This is no longer just a book that's just how to draw manga. This is how to create a manga series, but really your dream manga series. See, I really believe that we as mangaka and as creators, we get into this mentality of we follow industries, we follow waves, because we know that if we follow the wave, we'll be able to show up in front of a lot of people. But the reality is that what we really love? Perfect example. We've heard of Naruto. We know people love Naruto, but did you know the creator of Naruto didn't want to originally make it about ninjas? He wanted to make it about cooking. That's why Naruto's name is Naruto from the Naruto Maki, the Japanese food with the spiral. The same reason why Sanji in One Piece, his first name was originally going to be Naruto. So the fact of the matter is, because it was more commercially viable to change the narrative from cooking to ninjas, because that's cooler, Kishimoto had to change his story. On top of that, to make the story appeal to a Western audience, he made Naruto blonde hair with blue eyes. So when I'm speaking to this expert in the field in marketing, they did an audience testing, audience ranking, and they said that the reason why Naruto blew up in America is because when they saw Naruto, they didn't see a Japanese character. They saw a white guy. They saw a little white boy who had blonde hair and blue eyes. So that is when you're trying to appeal to a market. You are being marketing driven. But the reality is, when you create your stories, I would rather you be market driven. Now, what is market driven? Look at the King Obsidian comics with their stories. That's market driven. They're actually making stories that they want to tell that the audience needs to see. Look at Bold Saga. We literally are making market-driven stories, stories that the people need to see, not just based on the trend, not just based on what's popping currently, but actually things that are meaningful. That's why things like Pokemon will outlast the test of time because they are to themselves. They create a story that their fans are going to love, not just trying to catch up to whatever is current. They make their own lane because when you create your own lane, that's how you become successful. That's how you become incredible. That's how you become the hero of your own story. And the reality is that we need more of that. We need more of that because too many times people are just making things that are popping, but aren't making things that they love. And what's the point of making money if you're not making what you love? I appreciate you too, bro. We need to get back to making the things that we love because they've literally said it. Like, if you're just doing things that are making money, but you're not actually loving what you do, it's putting a drain on your body. It's literally putting a drain on your body to the point that Sooner or later, it's either going to be stressed out or you're going to crack. I mean, we've probably heard of this before. A person goes to actually create something, goes for a degree, they study a degree for so many years, so many years, so many years, and then guess what happens? Sooner or later, if it's not something that they truly love, what's going to happen is that they're going to make all the money, but they don't feel satisfied. You know how terrifying it is to spend your life doing something that makes you money, but you're not satisfied? And then the worst part is that it's going to end up affecting your health, your wellness, your mentality, your relationships. Sooner or later, it's going to affect you, and you may have to switch. Wouldn't it be better to find a successful way to do what you love when you're younger so you can spend your rest of your days and your life celebrating that? You know, people talked about with Michael B. Jordan how they said he was corny. That lady said he was corny because he followed his dreams when he was young. Look at him now. So at the end of the day, it's the easy hard principle. If you do what is easy in the beginning, it will be hard in the future for you. But if you do what is hard for you in the beginning, it'll be easy for you in the future. But this is the whole reason why you need to make your dream series, kings and queens. You need to make your dream series now. I'm just going to be honest with you. With the advent of technology and the way how things are going, people don't want to invest time into learning the steps to actually get success. Why is that a good thing for you? Well, if you have the pleasure of listening to this live, you learn one key factor. If the plant or the tree does not have the roots to sustain itself going upwards, it will fall over. So if you get success without depth, you lose long term. So my goal when I made the 7 steps to creating a dream manga series is to show you and educate you from a mangaka, from a graphic designer, from a business owner, how to make a dream manga series. In fact, this book is so powerful to the point it's an educational resource. It's not just manga, it's how to write, draw, it's how to create your ideas, it's how to do the marketing, the business. It talks on every topic you truly need to succeed from a real standpoint. Like from a real standpoint, we've actually done this 4 times. So learn the secret sauce that we've used to actually make your series. And if you have a series, learn to make your series better. Why? Because as Grant Cardone said, best known beats best. It's the whole reason why I'm doing things like this right now, to interact and let people know about the book, let people know about the business, let people know about the brand. People with lower quality products are beating people with higher quality products because a lower quality product that shows up more will be seen more, and best known beats best. Like Dr. Eric Thomas says, even if there are people that think that they're better than him as a motivational speaker, they're not putting in more work and more time. He's waking up at 3 posting. The other people are posting 7, 8, 9. So the goal is you want to be, or rather have the first mover advantage, get the first to the market. Create what you love now, do it now. And that's why I had to create this book, 7 Steps to Create Your Dream Manga Series. The reason why, again, is that the advent of technology is changing. There's people out here who really think that you can use an app to create a logo. I'm going to have a video on that. As a logo designer, there's this thing called Looker.com where people think that they can create a logo with just a couple clicks. Yeah, get your logo in 5 minutes. People that don't understand logo design are creating logos. How beneficial will that be for them? That's another topic for another day. It'll be too much right now because logos are important. Like and the reason why I mentioned that is because when I was a graphic designer, I failed logos for a long time until I chose to take the blame off of other people and started to look at me. I was failing until I thrived, until I mastered logo design. And now I've got 13 years of experience doing it. So at the end of the day, this is all about updates, kings and queens. So if you're on Instagram, you can just type in the word or comment the word dream, and we'll be able to show you the new book that we have. Within 72 hours, we already have a 5-star review. Yes, a 5-star review on a book that just got released, where the person literally said this. Let me go back to it and read what he said, because when you hear it, it just makes me smile. Why? Because we need to see actual help. So many times people are just talking about how to draw manga, and I've read the actual other books where people are talking about creating manga. Like a major company talked about a book on how to make manga, but they didn't tell you the actual steps. They were surmising it. They're basically like, there's no real way to do this. You figure it out yourself. You do what you got to do. It's your choice. There's no actual path. Other books will show you more in depth, like strategies, but not the tactics to do it. Like that's cute that you showed the actual mentality and it's helpful, but you're not showing the full spectrum. So imagine how much money it will take to actually learn to make manga. Well, I'll break it down. Learning anatomy is thousands of dollars. Learning how to write is thousands of dollars. Learning how to market is tens of thousands of dollars. And the other things that I mentioned, that's the first step. If you want to truly master anatomy, it's going to be tens of thousands of dollars. You want to be a graphic designer, tens of thousands of dollars. You're looking at 30, 40, 50,000 when you combine all the different aspects. Or you could just pay a book for $20 and learn the actual steps to make a manga series. How long have you been working on Bold Saga? I have been working on Bold Saga, the manga, and actually created it since 2018. But the truth be told, I've been working on it truly ever since I was a kid because I had ideas for manga, but I didn't actually get them done. I knew I wanted to make one. I grew up watching One Piece and Naruto, so DBZ, those are the things that I loved. And I wanted to actually make something with it, but I didn't know the actual steps. See, when you don't know the steps that you have to take, it makes everything so much harder. But once you know the steps, it changes everything. Because one person said it, the hardest question in life will be the question that you don't know. See, what you don't know is the gap between where you are and where you need to be. If you know how to ask the right questions, you can get to the right answers. You get to the right answers, you change your life. So I realized I wanted to make a manga, had some ideas. This one failed, that one failed. It didn't have enough pop. For me personally, I'm just going to be transparent. The thing that got me the most when creating manga, it wasn't the art, it was the story. Story was the thing that got me the most shook. Like, how am I going to write a manga story? Like, how am I actually going to get this thing done? How am I actually going to get it to the point that people can actually see it, they can enjoy it, and things of that nature? But then I learned story. I took, I'll be honest with you, I took the not seven, I took, what is this thing called again? Black Science 90-Day Book Challenge. There we go. I took the course. It was great. It was great. And I learned how to actually make a book. However, that was only into comics. I wanted to learn how to do manga. So I kept investing until I figured out how to get a manga series done. When you learn how to do a manga, I'm telling you. And the reason why this book is so great, it's not the fact that I'm telling you how to do this. I'm literally telling you the books that I used to actually make this. Like I'm not joking with you. I literally spoke to a person who read the book and they were like, wow, you actually not only added educational resources, like we actually talk about Forbes, marketing, business. We actually talk about actual business owners and challenges that they went through, stories, actual. This is powerful. Nice. Do you have plans for animation in the near future? I do have plans for animation in the future, but I believe that since an episode of animation for anime costs $80,000, and if you're going to pay someone to do animation, I've done animation before. It's a lot of work. Them in betweens, oh my gosh. Actually doing the storyboards, ooh, you talking about work. So instead of doing a crazy burnout, I believe that the story needs legs. And what I mean by legs, if you don't have a big audience of at least 1,000 people that love your story, it's kind of dangerous to do animation. Not dangerous in the fact that it'll hurt you, but dangerous in the fact that it could hurt your brand. I would rather you invest into making a strong series, having a big list, having a big audience, and then your audience can be like, hey, where's this, that, and the third? And when you know that it hits critical mass, that people want your stuff. This, where's it? Literally, that's what you got to do. So books that will change, for example, people kept asking me, how do you make manga? I told them I have a course for $1,000. They're like, I wish I could buy your course, but I don't have that right now. I wish I could learn everything you're talking about and get it right now. Like, how do I get it right now? Well, then we made this. There it is. 7 steps to creating your dream manga series. That's what it looks like for YouTube. Again, this book is literally, I wouldn't say my magnum opus. I would really say it's the actual guide. I'm not into cheat codes. I'm into strategy guides because I like strategy. Strategy helps you win wars, helps you win challenges, helps you win battles. It's a strategy guide. Animation is part of a long-term strategy, but without the actual fan base, Because here's the thing: everyone knows that as soon as you watch a good show, what's the next thing you say? Where's the next episode? Oh my gosh, they're going on break. Now I gotta wait. So when you think of animation, your goal isn't to think of animation. Your goal is to think of animation with chapters, episodes, following each other so that you have an audience that always gets actually like, oh my gosh, I want this. I need, like, we talk about this in the book as well, the 7 steps book. You can comment dream for the new book. If you're on YouTube, comment dream and we'll get it to you. Again, this book is only $20. Imagine for $20 learning tens of thousands of dollars worth of strategy, tactics, actual things that you can use to create your manga series successfully. Because let's be real, if you don't do it successfully, what could be the implementations or the implications? Well, if you don't do it successfully, you're making it easier for your competition. You're making it easier for the people that don't like you to do things against you. So I'm not wishing this on anyone, but let's be real. Once you create a manga and you start selling it and you want to be paid for it, that's a business choice. So that means that you're going to deal with business. Business is a game of leverage. So find a way to get leverage and find a way to win. That's why I made this book. You could pay me $1,000+ to learn how to do manga when I go in depth, or you could learn the actual 7 steps. Because that's all it takes. It's just 7 steps between you and your dream manga. Not what's popping, not what someone else says you should do, but what you actually want to do. Because when you have a dream and when you live your dream, I gotta tell you, it changes everything. When you can live your dream and you're actually like, oh my gosh, in real life, not in a dream and I'm like half asleep, and in real life, I'm holding 1, 2, 3, 4 books that I made. And this is just the 4 physical books. We have another whole bunch of other things that we're working on right now. But really, it's just this book, these 4, the 7 steps to creating a dream manga series. That's the ebook. We've also got some amazing other books coming up because I know the audience has mentioned and the fans have mentioned that they want coloring books. So stay tuned because we're going to have some amazing coloring books. Yes, coloring books. And we're going to do it with the Bold Saga style, with the fact that it's going to be amazing, educational, and it's going to be artistic. So I can't wait for you to see those. I'm really excited to share that. I can't wait for you to see it because coloring books are great. Entertainment is great. Edutainment is great. But I really want us to see that you don't have to wait on everyone to get started. Like, there's a phrase, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. See, greatness is upon you, kings and queens, not just me. It's upon you. It's upon you. It's upon you, and you who are watching this video. Greatness is upon you. But how do you activate greatness? Well, my business is called Great Gale. There's the logo again, right there. That G, this is the Great Gale logo. So how do you activate greatness? Well, when you look up what the etymology of greatness is, it deals with rubbing. It deals with a grind. Literally, your greatness is activated after pressure. Apply pressure. That's how you activate your greatness. There's a grind involved. You have to go through something to get something. For example, you don't find diamonds, just put your hand in the ground and pull them out. Generally, you would have to dig for them. And even if you find the diamond, how is the diamond formed? The diamond is formed under pressure, under time. How is gold found? How is gold made? It has to go through the fire to actually refine it. How do you actually become a better version of yourself? To go through fire, to go through storms, to go through tests, to go through tribulations. Why? It's so fascinating in life that you don't learn anything from your wins, you learn everything from your losses. For example, look at a baby. How does a baby learn to walk? Did they just get up and start running? Did they just get up and start walking? No, they crawl and they try and they fail. And then they get up and then they try again and they fail. And then they get up and they try again and again and again, because the purpose of your life, when you're creating, when you're actually moving, when you're actually growing, it's incremental growth. You're going to lose, you're going to go through tests and trials, but the best part is you have a chance. Every time it doesn't work, you have a chance to get up and do it again. 2 choices. Anytime things don't work, either you get up and do again, or you change and you give up. Or you change or you give up. So it's really 3 choices. Do it again, change the plan, and give up. That's it. So I challenge you, kings and queens, to actually change your mind, change the narrative in your mind, change your mindset, and actually move towards your dreams and less away from the things that just seem like they're going to work. The reason why I'm not really into a trend type of person to recommend doing trends, but doing things that you actually see are commercially viable, that you actually love, that you're actually passionate about, is the word passion. When you look up and when they've mentioned it, passion deals with suffering. Like, what will you suffer for? Like, what will you go through that you know is worth it? That's what I'm talking about. So your dream, you're going to go through things. You're going to go through tests and trials. What did it take to make Bold Saga Chapter 1? I literally faced one of the worst things I had dealt with in my life. And then I wanted to give up art. And that's when I saw the 90-day book challenge. I was like, you know what? Let me try again. It was a couple of days later. I tried again. I got the mindset. Because there's the thing. People don't like feeling stupid. I mean, it's a crazy reality, but it's true. No one likes to feel stupid. We don't like to feel like we don't know what we're doing. People like feeling smart. People like feeling achieved. People like feeling like they know what they're talking about. Self-assured type of mentality, which is great. So the reality is this: your best bet of becoming that is to actually learn how to do the thing. Because when you're surrounded about learning how to do the thing, you feel encouraged. And when you feel encouraged, you're more likely to get the thing done. But if you don't know how to do it, then how are you going to do it? So finally got back in track on how to learn how to actually write stories. Then I did actual research on manga. And I actually did research on actually the language I want to put in Bold Saga, which is Osa. Yes, Osa, the English Osa Dictionary by Arnold Fisher. Yes, I've been reading this book a lot. A lot. Because if I put something in pen and ink, I got to know what I'm talking about. And you should too, kings and queens. When you make your stories, know what you're talking about. Finally did all the research. Took 20 months to release the first chapter. Just as I'm about to get Bold Saga Chapter 1 done, my grandfather passes away. On top of that is COVID. And on top of that, I'm working on his funeral arrangement. So the crazy part is that I'm going through all this hell, all these tests, all these trials, and I didn't give up. So I'd be in the daytime, nighttime working on his funeral arrangement, daytime working on Bold Saga. Had to go back to Antigua to actually work on Bold Saga, still working on funeral arrangements, still working on Bold Saga, drawing day and night, because when I do Bold Saga, I do cover to cover. So that's another reason why the 7 steps to creating a dream manga series is helpful. We do cover to cover. We don't just do the art. We don't just do the writing. We don't just do the self-publishing and the marketing or the business. We do 360. This is a 360 manga. So doing all of that, finally released Bold Saga. Get it done. Chapter 1 is out. Then Amazon's like, hey, you made a mistake. Your book's not going to get printed. I'm like, what? 28 times more to revise the physical book. That's why holding Bold Saga Chapter 1 means so much to me, because I know what it costs. It's part of my story. I knew what it cost to get it. It was very hard. Amazon is not the best when it comes to manga. I talk about in the 7 Steps book why that is the case. Finally release it. Everything is going good. We're doing great. We actually are popping up. We're on all these different platforms, all these reviews, Grandmaster Facts. Everything is going good. And then 4 months later, in December 7th, if I'm not mistaken, 2020, another company files for the Bold Saga trademark. Yes, I'm dealing with an NOO, Notice of Opposition, right now because of that. Why? Another company chose to take or try and trademark the name, even though we already started what we're doing. This is all facts. This is an actual case going on right now. And why am I smiling? Why am I smiling? Because this is part of the journey. If anyone tells you they're able to just get success without any type of challenges or trials, come on now, come on now, come on now. That's not real. That's not real. How do you jump? It's a simple question. How do you jump? Do you not bend down and then jump up? Exactly. Same thing with success. How do you jump? How do you leap in your business? You go down, you go through tests and trials, and you leap. That's how it is. Life is about peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys. You're going to go through something, but take heart. Know that we all go through something. I don't really talk about what I go through, but this is important to anyone that's watching, because you may be facing challenges. You may be facing tests and trials and wondering, why am I going through all of this? Well, as my mentor said, disruption follows intention. That's one of the most powerful things I heard. So I'll say it again. Disruption follows intention. What does that mean? Anytime you seek to do something meaningful, life is going to throw tests and trials right at you. I literally created Bold Saga. I'm getting into harvest. Everything is going good. And then I'm dealing with a notice of opposition. Now, for those of us who don't know what a notice of opposition is, this is a nightmare. Why? It's a legal nightmare. No one wants to deal with this. Well, really, the notice of opposition came after the fact. I first had to deal with a cease and desist letter, which didn't work because the other party chose to make their decision based off of it. Now we are at this the actual notice of opposition phase. But here's the part that's amazing. I still, even in the midst of that, because I remember the day when it happened, I was like, something said, just check it out. And when I looked up, I was like, wow. So I got 2 choices. I can either give up or I can keep going. I could either give up on Bold Saga after the first chapter, Kings and Queens, not after the 2nd, 3rd, or 50th. The first chapter, I'm dealing with this type of challenge. I can either give up or I can keep going. So I kept going, got the cloud of witnesses, talked to people who I trust, and then I found out that there are ways to keep moving forward. So that's why chapter 2 means so much more, to the fact that I was literally going through something, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to release this book. Because even though I'm going through these challenges and these people are doing and making their decisions based on Bold Saga, I'm not giving up. And then you know what I did after Bold Saga Chapter 2 came out? I was like, you know what? I'm going to go harder. I'm going to go harder. I'm going to go harder. Why? Because I want to show that I'm not just going to give up on my dream just because this person or this company made this decision, which is all facts. You can check out the case. I'm not just going to release Chapter 2. I'm going to show it's a real series and actually do a Kickstarter for Bold Saga 3 and 4. So when Bold Saga Chapter 3 and 4 happened, I did the Kickstarter. This is when, this is right before the cease and desist happened. Took the funds, got everything. We were working on Bold Saga, did the cease and desist, and then it led into where we are now, which is the notice of opposition, which is the nightmare, which is, Jesus, 3 to 5K every 3 months. Like that's a lot. That's a lot. When you're paying thousands of dollars based off of choices and decisions, it's a lot. Especially when the fact is that this is something that you love and you're being basically taxed on it. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? It's like a war of attrition. But you know what I'm grateful for? Because now I know that I've gone through this, I can help someone avoid it. See, I'm grateful for this opportunity, but I wanna wish this on anyone else. This is not an easy path, but success is not easy. Like the meme shows where the people are looking up at the man on the mountain and he's like, yeah, and he has the victor's hand, fist in the air, the cup. And what the camera shows when you look at it from the other side, from the people's side, they look up, he's on the mountain, he's successful. And then people are like, it looks so easy. What they don't see when the camera rotates is that his feet, he's walked through thorns, he's walked through thistles, he's walked through fire. All of it. It is a lot. You're right, Muhammad. It's a lot. It's a lot I'm going through. But you know why? I'm grateful for this because I want to help you, kings and queens. See, I'm dealing with this, but I don't want you to deal with this. Get the 7 steps to creating a dream manga series again. Learn the actual tactics to make your own manga so you don't have to avoid these type of issues. The cute black couple, thank you for joining. And these type of things we're talking about, this book is not just for mangakas. This is for writers, business owners, etc. Because if you know the steps and the strategies that we talk about in this book, these 7 steps are the difference between where you are and where you need to be, in between the actual idea and the actual success. Because I've been on both sides. I've had the idea and I've wondered, how do I actually make a series? And now I have the success where it's actually moving forward. We actually have 4 books. And the best part I love about this book is very skills and actual strategy based. And when you get the book, you'll actually learn. And what I want to let you guys know is, as soon as I released the book within 72 hours, basically released the book on Saturday, had the review by Sunday. 5-star review. Here's what this king said. Keith Hayden, the only resource you need to create your dream manga, which is this book, 7 Steps to Creating a Dream Manga Series. This book exceeded my expectations in every way. It covers general creativity, simple techniques for how to draw your story, tips for writing a better story, marketing, and more. It is written in easily digestible and actionable language to help you craft your manga story from start to finish. He literally told me this is not just a book that's educational, it's a book that's motivational, it's a book that's empowering. Because at the end of the day, if you have all the information but no application, you just have exasperation. Like, you need to know how to do the thing, and you must believe that you are the person who can do the thing. Because if you give a baby a digital tablet and the pen, will they know how to do or draw? Maybe, maybe not. Generally, they wouldn't. But if you give an expert that same pen, that same tablet, they'll be able to create masterpieces. Why? Because what you know in your mind, it changes everything. It's the highest level of value. See, we're taught so many times we got to work harder, work harder, work harder, 2, 3 jobs, this, that, and third. But at the end of the day, if we change how we spoke, if we change how we think, if we could live the life that we wanted. If you could change your thinking, you could change your world. That's Dr. Eric Thomas. And literally, knowledge is the new money. Get you some. Again, Dr. Eric Thomas. So if you get that new money, I'm telling you, it changes everything. It's like that phrase. If you pour all of your wallet into your mind will pour an infinite amount of money back into your wallet. I'll say it again. If you pour your wallet into your mind, your money, your resources, your time, into your mind will pour infinite amounts of money back into your wallet. That's literally the conversion level. So you just don't know how incredible that idea could be. That one idea. It's just one idea that you need. One idea could change your life. One idea could get you from the bottom to the top. One idea can make you a millionaire. One idea can make you a billionaire. One idea can make you a trillionaire. You just don't know. So that's why you need books like 7 Steps to Create Your Dream Manga Series. Because when you learn the steps, when you actually activate this greatness within you, You can change everything. And again, this is not a fluff book. Like when people are going through it, they're reading, it's like, wow, like, oh snap, it's not one of them joke books. You're actually serious. Yeah, yeah. We got actual resources, actual like links. Like we actually tell you the source where this information came from. It's like Forbes. You know, you hear about people like Godin. You hear about like all these amazing articles and all this amazing information to help you realize, wow, if I knew and activated these types of things, I would be able to get to the next level. And that's the goal, to get to the next level. And thank you, Monle. I just want to see people win. That's my goal. That's my goal because I want to see people win when it comes to manga. As a mangaka, you don't just, and mangaka just means professional manga creator. As a mangaka, you don't just have to draw spiky-haired characters that look white or Japanese. You don't. You don't have to have your character with a Japanese name in a Japanese setting. You don't have to have them speaking Japanese or actually having a katana. They don't have to live in Japan or be forced in or something like that. You don't have to try and transform your story to that. Because manga is an art form, and when you study the book, you'll see what I'm talking about. You can make the story that you want, your dream manga series, and then be successful. Because success is not just having millions immediately. Success is I said it and then I did it. That's it. I said it and then I did it. I said it and then I did it. And that's success. It's time to get successful, kings and queens, because times are changing and we have an AI art revolution, you know, a technological revolution. But on the flip side of it, a lot of people are getting fired and laid off because it's like businesses are like, if I could get a machine to do it for less because they're racing to the bottom, why would I pay a human for more? Because business is a game of leverage. Business is a game of leverage. So at the end of the day, you have to learn these steps. So Manle asks, what's the difference between a manga versus comic book for those who don't know? Oh, well, that's a great question. So for anyone who's watching this and wondering, what is the difference between manga and comics? I will literally do a visual explanation and then I'll do like the actual metrics of the story. So this is a comic book. You see the size. They aren't all this big. This is just one example. Hardcover, big Spider-Man book. This is a manga. So generally, when you look at manga, when you look at American comics, the first thing is structure. Now, American comics are set up in a way, and we talk about this in the Seven Steps book. They're set up in a way where it's cyclical. Like you've seen there's Spider-Man from the 60s and there's Spider-Man from today. It's generally a hero, well, really a superhero in American comics. It used to be detectives and other things, but the main majority of the success has been in a superhero niche. Superheroes who have to be able to go through tests and challenges, and they get powers, superpowers, and it's the cycle of a story from like a golden age, this, that, and the third. The story repeats. The artist changes, the writers change, and it becomes nostalgic. Like Superman's been on since what, 1923, if I'm not mistaken, or 1920s, a very long time. Very, very long time. So that's an issue. In addition to that, because of the fact that there's always a universal reset or multiverses, which is what American comics love to do, you don't get tethered to the character. So manga is different in the fact that manga is about heroes. I'll say it again. Manga is about heroes. I'll say it one more time. Manga is about heroes. And we talk about that in the Seven Steps books. Why is that so important? Well, a hero doesn't have to be a superhero. A hero can be a janitor. A hero can be a mother. A hero can be a father. A hero can be a business owner, a golf player, a chef, anyone. Because stories started out with heroes. Go back to the past. Look at the mythologies. You know, Gilgamesh, Enkidu. You know, Spuzanu. You know, Muindo. So there's so many heroes out there in stories. Hercules. You know, there's so many of these stories out there with heroes. We need to get back to stories about heroes. And Nancy, for example, heroes, mythological heroes. And again, American comics, while they cover mythology, manga does it better. See, what happened is that American comics started the trend, but manga has taken it to the next level. And we talk about the defining aspects. There are certain ways how manga does art, certain ways how they do story, certain ways how they do continuity. If you wanted to find out the first Spider-Man, I don't know what to tell you because there's so many different versions, the Ultimate Universe, this universe, that universe. There's no continuity, which means there's no stakes because if Spider-Man dies in one world, okay, he'll just come back in another world. Or another writer will make him like a god spider. Another writer will make him like can't do much. Manga now is more set in the aspect of nothing is given to you, you must earn it. Like Peter Parker had the spider bite him, Luffy had to eat the fruit. Peter Parker had the spider bite him, Deku had to earn the power. Peter Parker had the spider bite him. Even though Naruto had the demon put inside of him with Kurama, he actually had to train to actually activate it. Another thing, marketing. Spider-Man has the spider webs and that's nice, but like with manga, you have signature abilities. That gets into power system. That's like the more deeper level. But again, if you see like Kamehameha, Rasengan, Getsuga Tensho, Grizzly Magnum, or all these types of things, Red Rock, these are like signature names for attacks. Another thing manga does much better than American comics is actual martial arts system. American comics, a master of martial arts. A manga, you know, Jeet Kune Do, karate, kung fu, capoeira, sambo, penchak silat, tira machete. Like they'll go over the actual system and how it actually works. So manga is more or less along the lines of, this is a funny aspect, but manga to me feels like MMA. American comics feels like wrestling. Like it was cool back in the day and it was nice. Now I'm not saying it's fake, but it's nice. It has nostalgia to it. But like the MMA aspect is they go more in depth. There's more depth to it. And manga is inherently educational. I love that part. I love that. Because in manga, I've literally learned about the words like obfuscate. And when I was in college, I used it. Obfuscate just means making things more complex than necessary. So I literally used the word obfuscate in a paper, a college paper, and my professor told me, I don't even understand what the hell you're saying, to be honest with you. I had to get my dictionary out. A professor's getting his dictionary to understand something I learned from a comic book for 10 to 17-year-olds? Like, come on now. Come on now. You'll learn about so many things in manga and anime, like adiabatic compression, the eukaryotic zone, like this, oh my gosh, mitochondria. Like you can learn some string theory I learned from manga. Like you can learn so much. And at the end of the day, if you can educate someone on what you do, it changes everything. So this is why I highly recommend manga. On top of that, manga is more commercially viable. Look at the statistics, look at the numbers. You will see that manga is graphic design, tankoban. So you know that Demon Slayer is just one manga series. That's selling the American market, just one. There are multiple examples of this. One Piece has sold over 400 million. So I hope that answers your question. Yes, one author has sold over 400 million copies of their book. One Piece has outsold Batman, if I'm not mistaken, Harry Potter. The only person that sold more than One Piece is Superman. So you mean to tell me in 20 years, one manga series has caught up on a series that's been actually going on American comic for almost 100 plus years, or almost 100 years, if not a little bit more than that? I'm telling you, kings and queens, I highly recommend you learn to make a manga series. Demon Slayer, exactly. Demon Slayer is fire. I've seen it. I've seen the animation. And let me tell you another thing. Ooh, I don't want to give it all away. But read the book. When it comes to cinematography and these animes, they know what they're doing, man. I shout out to them, man. Shout out to them. So I'm super excited about that because we need to see this. I'm telling you, if you understood the things that we talk about in 7 Steps to Create Your Dream Manga Series, you wouldn't see your manga or your comic as just a comic. And yes, you can use 7 Steps to Create Your Dream Manga Series to enhance your actual comic if you choose to do comics. Because the reason why I'm more manga than more manga than comic books, I grew up on comic books. Then I learned about manga. Then I went to Barnes and Nobles. You want to be in the actual niche, the actual creative realm that's working for you. Look at any Barnes and Nobles. When I was a kid, the comic book section was giant, the manga section was smaller. As an adult, the manga section is gigantic, the comic book section is smaller. What is that telling you, kings and queens? These businesses don't really care about manga or like American comics. They're caring about what do the fans want, what do the customers want. The customers are saying that they want the manga. They want the manga because they want the anime. That's it. You get 52 chapters of your manga. Oh, should I tell? You get 52 chapters of your manga. You have an anime series. That's it. Look at anything from Shonen Jump. They generally wait until you have at least 52 episodes of your 52 chapters of your manga. It's actually successful before they actually turn it into an animation because you must have a strong base. You must have an audience. You just need 1,000 Dream fans reading your Dream manga series. Hanley said, I love Demon Slayer. I got caught up in the stories. I love the brother and sister duo. Exactly. That's another thing. The family component. Like another thing I like about manga is that you'll see family, you'll see fathers and mothers. While they may not always be in their kids' lives, they play a role, a pivotal role in the story. In American comics, the parents aren't always in their lives. They may have died, like a Superman's case, parents did. Batman's case, parents did. Like the tragic backstory of a parent dying is just it's kind of overdone right now. Manga's the opposite, right? They'll have characters in their lives, parents, but they may leave. But family, what you'll do for a brother and a sister in a manga, and because of the fact you're in a universe when you do manga where there generally aren't any resets, there's actual narrative weight. Like when someone died in One Piece, I actually cried in real life. I'm like, this thing on paper and black and white made me cry. Yes, yes, because it's moving, it's touching. Like that's what you do. Like when I read chapter 2 of Bold Saga, there was a part that almost brought me to a tear. I know when I read it, I was like, wow. Because you know why? Story moves people. Story is the greatest catalyst for change. You watch an amazing romantic movie, it'll make you feel like you're in love or make you feel more in love. If you watch a story that's action packed, like when I watched Creed the first time, I just wanted to get up and start boxing. You know, when I watch Real Steel, the same thing. So stories can move you. They tap into your emotions. Arane, thank you for joining, Queen. I'm just excited for this because I cried when Rengoku and Demon Slayer died. I was hurt. I'm telling you, when characters die in manga and anime, you feel that in your soul, man, because you know that they're gone. Like, and it's not like they're gone and they're coming back. Like they're gone. Like, I don't want to ruin for Naruto, but Naruto's happened a long time ago. What happened with Neji? Like that was crazy, man. Like all these things. I just feel that if we understood how to make our own books, our own series, we don't have to wait on Hollywood or anyone to tell us what we can or can't do with our stories. We can create our own stories. And remember, in the book, we talk about it, the commercial viability of manga. When you look at manga, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Now, some people may say it may not be that much, but it is possible. And there's different aspects of how you can break up those millions and millions and millions and billions of dollars. We actually have the chart in the 7 steps to create your dream manga series. This is a book that I created to help anyone, and I mean anyone, create their manga. Like I'm not capping. I'm not just saying this as a joke. We've actually done 4 books. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's the 4th book? Oh yeah, right here. 4 books. 4 books on manga. We made our own manga series. Now I want to help you do the same. Because literally, no cap. Like literally, you don't need to wait on everyone else. You don't need all that. All you need is just the will to do it, and then you need the mindset and the skill set and the assets. Like, you will get those along the journey. Like it takes 21 years to be 21. Same thing with manga. To actually make a manga, there's ways that you can do it the slow way, and then there's ways that you can do it the smart way. And what I'm doing as I've created it, because I do cover to cover, I do the art, the writing, self-publishing, the marketing, the business, and my wife helps me with the editing. I want to help you do the same. Like this is the game changer, kings and queens. Because remember, if you can make your own manga series, here's just a couple applications you could use for your manga. You could turn it into books, you could turn it into merchandise, you could turn it into music, you could turn it into clothing. Ooh, merchandise. There's so many applications to a manga. So many. Imagine just having a powerful series and you can just build and build and build and build and build on top of it. Have crossovers, all these other things. Do licensing deals. Like you could, the game is so, oh my gosh, because of the way how we have the technology, there's the democratization of information and access. You don't need to pay like $50,000 to get in front of an audience. You could just do like what we're doing now. Be on live, post content, release books, create offers. You need to create more offers. Like literally, there's so many things that you can do, and I'm super excited. Love this today. Thanks for going live. Thank you for joining, Queen. I appreciate it. And thank you all the kings and queens that are watching this and watching the replay, because I feel this is important. And this is just the beginning, because we're going to be on this. My goal is to be on this almost every day live, because we need to see it. We need to interact. We need to talk, because I feel that people need to know the truth. I want to let you know the truth, not just like what's beneficial for me, what's beneficial for you. Because if it was only beneficial for me, I would raise the price all the way to the sky and say you got to pay me X, Y, and Z amount of money. But I'd rather just show you, because you could pay $1,000+ to learn all the intricacies, or you could pay $20 and learn how to make manga. Remember, a manga series can be worth billions. You just don't know. You just don't know. You can't leave this in the hand of a machine or someone else, because people love the human touch. And the first person that bought my book They were into AI art, which is a fascinating thing about life. See, they were an AI artist, and the thing that they told me was, although I like AI art, right? The thing I keep thinking about is humans like a human touch to a story. People like that hand-drawn feeling because it just feels different. It's literally like if you have fast food versus a chef like cooking it for you. It just changes everything for you. So honestly, kings and queens, I'm just excited. I'm super excited. And for those who are on the YouTube, I just wanted to show you YouTube and Facebook. I just wanted to show you what the actual book looks like. So let me just do this, present. Okay, share screen. All right. So this is the book I'm talking about, and it's literally called 7 Steps to Creating Your Dream Manga Series. And I did the cover. I had to draw it. I had to draw it like that. Like the cover looks like this, Kings and Queens. It's just fire. It's just fire with these Bold Saga characters on it. Yeah, man. And here's the subtitle: How anyone can create their dream manga series while saving thousands of dollars and years of time. Because you could do it the other way. You could go to YouTube Academy. You could go to other people and let them waste your time and your money and your energy, or invest into them if that's what you prefer. Or you can learn the actual steps to actually get it done. Because generally speaking, what we cover in the book, what makes it transformative is that we cover the business side. Most people don't cover the business of manga. They only cover the art. Many people say how to make a manga series, how to do it, how to do it. They'll cover the art and the writing. There's so much to learn when it comes to manga. And when you actually get it done properly, it changes the game for you. And this is not just coming from someone who just says they like manga or, they like drawing and it seems like fun. This comes from someone who spent most of their life learning about manga. Perfect example. When I was a kid, not only did I read the mangas, like I went to Barnes and Nobles and get it, I actually would try and get books. Like the first book I got was this one. It was back in like 2003. I, you know, Watson Guptill, Christopher Hart. Yeah, How to Draw Manga. My first book was on villains, ironically. I'm just excited because of the fact that I went from there, then I went to actually getting it done by going to my public library. I would go to the public library and rent out how many? I'd max out the system at 95 items, 97 items. And what would those be? Most of them would be how to draw mangas. Most of them would be how to draw manga by Graphic Shaw, and then the Ultimate Edition. So I've done it, I've learned, and I realized throughout reading most of these books, they hardly ever touch on business. They hardly ever touch on, because why would they? You become the competition. You would literally become the competition. So I want to help you so that you can grow, so that you can create your dream manga series. Because this way, you don't just have to do like what Kishimoto did, where he did Naruto with blonde hair and blue eyes. You can make a story about characters that celebrate your culture, whether you're African, whether you're Spanish, whether you're actually from the actual nations within Africa, South African, Zimbabwean, Nigerian, Egyptian, from Democratic Republic of Congo, or you're from the actual diaspora, Antiguan, if you're Haitian, if you're Jamaican, if you're from Alabama, if you're in New York, if you're in California, wherever you are, United Kingdom, wherever you are, learn to make a manga series successfully. Because here's the thing, if you have the strong foundation, you can only grow. If you have a weak foundation, you're going to sink. Perfect example. If you build your foundation of your series on the rock, when the storms and tests and trials of life come, you will be able to withstand them. If you build it quickly on the sand, when the storms and tests and trials of life hit you, you're going to get flooded out. And I'm not just saying this as a maybe or a doom and gloom. Life will test you, kings and queens. It's so much better when you have a strong foundation and you go through tests because you can withstand the test. You can withstand the storm. But if you only have a situation where you're trying to build so quickly, so quickly, so quickly, but you have no infrastructure, you will collapse. I don't want you to collapse. I don't want you to crack. And we talk about the actual negative sides of manga as well. This is not just a fluff book. Like we talk about the positives and the negatives. Like you need to know both. You need to know what you're getting into. This is not just, fun, having a good time. Like it's actual business. And I want to help you win with your business. I want to help you win with your manga series. Because again, as I started off this conversation, remember, attention is the new goal. And who has people's attention the most? Manga. Manga. So again, kings and queens, thank you for actually joining. It's not a TED Talk, but thank you for joining this live update. We're letting you know again, Bold Saga, Chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, digital and physical are available now. Yes, literally available now. So that's available now. 7 Steps to Creating Your Dream Manga series is available now. And when you support our business, you are helping us in our legal issue that we're dealing with right now for the NOO, the Notice of Opposition. So again, it is for the trademark of Bold Saga. So if you want to keep seeing stories that empower kings and queens to seize greatness, if you want more educational resources that show you, yes, how you can create your manga series, I'm telling you, please invest into our business. Please support us, because when you support us, we are supporting you with our content, with our books, with our educational resources. Again, 7 Steps to Creating Your Dream Manga series is taking my 13 plus years of graphic design, plus my 5 plus years as a professional mangaka, plus my years of experience as an entrepreneur. I'm dealing with marketing and business, putting it all in one book. One book for 7 steps for $20. This stuff is tens of thousands of dollars worth of information. Tens of thousands. Probably like maybe 50 or 60. It's a lot of value in this one book. And I'm telling you, kings and queens, you reading it, change your life. Already a 5-star review within, 24 hours? Phenomenal. So the only difference between the professional mangakas like Toriyama, the professional mangakas like Oda, the professional mangakas like, well, the guy that made One Piece. Actually, the one that made Naruto. Again, Kishimoto. So the difference between Toriyama, Oda, Kishimoto is one thing. It's the information. It's time for you to gain the information. It's time for you to gain the actual mindset, skill set, applications, so you can get the assets. Because again, income follows assets. And if you have the assets, you change your life. So again, kings and queens, this is an amazing. Thank you for joining this live update. I just wanted to let you know, thank you so much for spending your time with me. I wanted to let you know these amazing updates. And this is just the beginning, because we have coloring books and other options and amazing products on the way that you can't afford to miss. It's time to go from ordinary to extraordinary. This is Bold Saga, again, by Great Gale. 4 chapters done. This is my dream manga series. I always wanted to make a manga, and now I have it physically in my hand. And I'm telling you, that sense of achievement when you create something with your hands and the strategy and you work with a team, and you get it done, it's priceless. Can't buy it. You can only attain it. So again, kings and queens, thank you for joining on this live, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram. Thank you so much, and stay tuned. This is just the beginning. We are just getting started in this endeavor in terms of where we're going next. Like you can't afford to miss this, because we're showing you how to actually get it done. Because if you want to make a manga, again, manga is a multi-billion-dollar industry, very worthwhile and very fulfilling series. It's time to get it done. It's time to create your dream manga series. So again, you want to use CEO of Great Gale, the mangaka Bold Saga. And if you're watching this on live or watching a replay, comment the word dream and we can send you this link to get this book. It'll change your life. And if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, same thing. Comment the word dream. We'll send you the link. Get the book. Get the book and change your mindset. Get it for your kids. Get it for yourself. Get it for a loved one who you know loves manga. And again, if you know how to do it, I'm telling you, once the mind is expanded to an amazing point, it can never regress. It can never go back. Your exposure determines your expansion, like my mentor says. So I encourage you and I challenge you to get this exposure. I challenge you to change your mindset, get in new circles, go to amazing places, and live your dreams. Again, if you want to use CEO of Great Gale, the manga Bold Saga, thank you for investing your time, and thank you for spending time with me. I can't wait until I see you again. Until next time, keep winning, kings and queens. Have a fantastic Friday.